Hello everyone, today I'll be sharing another legal story with you. So what happened on 2nd September 2025 is that the Supreme Court was dealing with the case of Gyanchand Garg versus Harpal Singh and another, right? So to understand this case, let's go into the background of this case. So what happened was that a revision petition was filed in the High Court. Okay, and while deciding that revision petition, the High Court upheld the conviction of the accused. So the High Court upheld the conviction of the accused with regard to the offence of under section 138 of Negotiable Instrument Act, which talks about the dishonor of check. So regarding the offence of section 138 of NI Act, they upheld the conviction of the accused, right? So this High Court upheld conviction while deciding the revision petition. Okay, later on what happened, an application was filed by the accused himself to alter his conviction, right? To alter his conviction, an application was filed by the accused himself, and the basis of that application was that a settlement has been arrived between the accused himself and the complainant after the dismissal of the revision petition. So after the dismissal of this revision petition, a settlement has been arrived between whom? Between the accused and the complainant. Okay, so the settlement was based on a compromise deed in which the complainant had accepted the full and final settlement of his defaulted sum. So the defaulted sum, he accepted the full and final payment of that sum, right, in a through a compromise deed, which was a settlement that was between the complainant and the accused. Okay, the High Court, on this application to alter the conviction, they set aside or rejected this application, citing that it is not maintainable. So they dismissed this application or set aside this application or rejected it, stating that it is not maintainable. Okay, later on, the accused, basically the appellant, he went to the Supreme Court. So the appellant, basically the accused, he went to the Supreme Court, challenging what? He challenged the order of dismissal of the High Court, which dismissed the application regarding the alteration of conviction. So they challenged this order of dismissal in the Supreme Court. Okay, the Supreme Court, after hearing, they decided that they basically set aside the decision of the High Court. So they set aside the decision of the High Court, okay, regarding the dismissal of the application to alter the conviction. Okay, they acquitted the applicant or the accused. So they acquitted the applicant or the accused. Okay, the court took note of section 147 of NI Act. So the 147 of NI Act makes the offence of dishonor of check, that is section 138, a compoundable offence. So they took note of this section, right, that this section makes the offense a compoundable offense, right? And since the complainant and the accused, they arrived at a compromise, okay, and that too voluntarily. So they arrived at a compromise voluntarily, and the complainant, basically, he accepted the default sum in full and final settlement. Okay, so he accepted the sum in a full and final settlement. This makes these proceedings under section 138 not maintainable, and the proceedings under section 138 cannot hold water. So the proceedings under section 138, it cannot hold water. This was what was held by the Supreme Court in this case. Thank you so much.